Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play the Ninja Warriors again for the Super Famicom. In the last video, we played through stages 5 and 6, and I didn't exactly expect the boss battle for stage 6 to go like I had it go. That's what I get for not using the nunchaku enough, I guess. But now, it's time to go through stages 7 and 8. And as soon as we start, we have all of these two guys showing up, just wanting to make everything just more difficult. I like the fact that they're in white here. Makes the most sense color-wise. And I am just using my bomb early there just to make all these enemies a little easier to deal with. There we go. And now we need to deal with some missiles that will just drop down from just out of nowhere, which I wish wouldn't happen. Thankfully, I believe that the missiles will take care of all the enemies, especially the robot. I say as I can't speak to save my life. And once we're past that battle, the missiles will stop dropping, which is a good thing, because I do not want to deal with these missiles ever again. And now I need to throw the kunoichi into this robot, which I can do if I can hold her for long enough and then throw her. Can't even walk 2 steps without dropping her. Thanks, game. And the more damage that I can do to this robot just by doing things this way, the better. Can't believe I managed to land that shot. And there we go. And it looks like we'll have to throw the guards with the knives into the enemies here, especially into the robot here, just to make things a little easier. And now these guys are ganging up on me. Great. That is not what I wanted. And now I'm going to need to break these things just to get all the energy that's here. Thankfully, there's a lot of it. And that should deal with those guys easily. And now it's time for this part. You'll get an endless barrage of knife guys, as well as some tougher enemies to throw the knife guys into, if you know what you're doing. And you can somehow get the tougher enemies where you want to get them. And new enemies here, the aliens. They will do slide kicks. They will knee you multiple times in a way that you can barely get away from them unless you're blocking. And they can also glow blue, which makes them completely... basically, if they glow blue, you can't grab them and throw them. And now we have 4 robots. I want to grab one and throw them into the other 3. Now, these guys will get a little faster when their heads explode, as they do. But as long as I can keep them all corralled like this, I shouldn't have much of a problem. And I'm about to say, I should probably atomic drop that robot, but well, managed to save myself there. And I want to use the tanker here for the enemies that are going to show up. Did that a little too early, methinks, but I think I made things a little easier for myself. And there we go. We managed to get off this lift. And now I'm going to go ahead and get the energy pickup that is here and save this gas tanker for these guys. Good thing I did. Assuming I was able to get enough damage done in the first place. And after fighting off 2 more enemies, we can get onto a lift, we can fight even more enemies, and it won't be long until we face the Stage 7 boss. And if I could keep all these guys on one side, that would be great. I guess this will have to do. Just grab one, take out everyone else, and there we go. That should be the last of them. And I thought maybe I would have to use my blaster combo there, but thankfully I didn't. And now it's time for the Stage 7 boss. He stomps the lift down, and from here, you'll have to face the guy yourself. This guy has a lot of moves. He can do an extending punch, he can block, he can do a crouching kick, he can do a spin kick. He has quite a few moves up his sleeve. And he will take you for a ride if you don't know what to expect from him. It also would help if I didn't have to deal with these guys either. First order of business is really to get the aliens out of the way. Once you get the aliens out of the way, it's really easy to throw enemies into him. Also, giving yourself just a little bit of distance like that really helps. Also, if you're playing as a ninja, you definitely want to do a dash kick whenever you can. Also, if you can do the stomp down in B, that also helps. And I thought that would finish him off, but I guess not. That will. That was pretty cool, not gonna lie. And now it's time to watch this guy bleed, because that's how the Super Famicom version works. And then take on the final stage of the game. It doesn't really matter which route you take. You'll end up going through the same areas in the end, near the end. You're just gonna be facing a lot of enemies regardless. If I could atomic drop you, that would be great. Now for this part. Apparently you're going to shoot lasers at me. That's fine. That's fine and dandy. Might as well throw you into the robots that are here. Why not? And since you're gone, I'll just atomic drop your friend here. And now, we got some knife guys. Might as well go ahead and use the crouching combo just to be on the safe side here. Oh, you're gonna do that. Well, you and your friend's gone. And want to do some crowd control, especially with the robots that are nearby. That would definitely help. As long as you can do that. And I thought maybe I could atomic drop you, but, well, you managed to stab me right then and there. And one punch, that's all I needed for the other one. That was hilarious. And now there's two of you. But I'm going to throw this. Keep atomic dropping you. And then go ahead and use my blaster combo when all four of these guys show up. So that way, I have a means of defending myself and preserving my health. This part, you want to go in here with high amount of health that you possibly can. There will be a lot of enemies here. And you kicked me. I did not want you to do that. You cease doing this immediately. This area in particular really reminds me of Area 5 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for the Super NES. The original one, not the movie. Because it has all these computer terminals and monitors and everything. Essentially with the same flashing light motif. I like the fact that you do go through here before you end up at the end. And since you're the only guy in town, I might as well throw you just to get... I didn't know how far it was going to go. So that's why I just got it then and there. Now at least keep everybody at one side. And just make everything a little easier that way. Ow. And if everybody would just stop trying to hit me all at once, that would be great. Like I said, well, I'm not really sure if I said it, but there are going to be a lot of enemies here. And they are going to be a massive pain in the butt to deal with. That's why it pays to come in here with high health. Because you never know what might happen. And... Stop. 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 Well... managed to utilize invincibility frames just to not die. That's cool, I guess. And I might as well just atomic drop you repeatedly. Just to get you out of the way. Why do I have the feeling that, yes, of course. And of course the bomb wouldn't be enough to do it. Why wouldn't it be? Well, they're both gone. And if you would stop blocking. There we go. I may die here. That's okay. That's more than okay. At least I have this amount of health to work with. And this area here, all we really have to work with are just 2 aliens and 2 Neos. 2 guys in the suits. And it's a good thing I used the bomb because that definitely helped me. Now it's time for the final boss battle with Banglar. And you have to throw enemies into him in order to damage him, which can be a little more painful to deal with than you would think. Sometimes. All the while, he will also fire these lasers at you, and they can hurt. And as you go, the enemies that you have to deal with get harder and harder, and it's a little harder to grab them and throw them. You definitely don't want to get trapped, first of all. And you definitely want to make sure that the enemies you're grabbing run right into our good friend Banglar here. Also, the laser walls, it's always middle, outer, and then inner, I believe. I'll be paying attention just to make sure. Middle, outer. Yeah, it's middle, outer, inner. And you just really need to be aggressive and just know what you're doing in order to just grab the enemies here. I had to use a shoulder dash to run into that one guy just to throw him in the Banglar, but managed to make it and managed to pull through. And Banglar is dead. Banglar was defeated by the 3 androids. It was a victory for the opposition force. A few months later, Mulk became the new president and created a fresh government. Since the circuitry for the androids to think properly for themselves had not yet been developed, the androids were programmed to self-destruct to avoid any danger. The development of the androids progressed, and these powerful weapons of Mulk's new government became far stronger than Banglar's old forces. The people seeing this said, "History repeats itself." Or as the Western versions say, "Some things never change." So, we've won, but at what cost? Is it like the Who's won't get fooled again? Meet the new boss, same as the old boss? We never know, because this never got a proper sequel, at least this reimagining of the Ninja Warriors. But it does make you wonder. It's not exactly a happy end. But nevertheless, we have completed yet another, I guess you could say, beat 'em up for the Super NES, even though it's not like Final Fight or Streets of Rage or anything. But you are beating up a lot of guys, you're throwing guys into a lot of guys. It has its hard parts, but it's still a fine game. Even after having played it 3 times with 3 different versions. So how does this game stack up? Well, the graphics are pretty nice, as always, just like they were the first 2 times around. And I do like how the Kunoichi look, by the way. They are definitely very different from all the other enemy types that I saw in the Western version, so there is that. And the sound of music, just as good as ever. If you played some of the Natsumi developed Super Nintendo games like Mario Morphin Power Rangers, what's that one game called? That Japanese one that I can't remember. Go Sweeper Mikami, Joreishi One Nice Body. Wild Guns, Mario Morphin Power Rangers the movie. Or Mario Morphin Power Rangers the Fighting Edition, or Gundam Wing Endless Duel. You'll probably like what's on hand here. And of course, when you beat enemies up, it sounds pretty meaty. You get death cries when people die, which is awesome. So sound and music, pretty darn good. Play control, just as good as ever. I like that you can throw enemies in 3 different ways. I like that the ninjas' jump controls are a little different compared to everyone else's. And allows for some interesting ways to fight enemies, such as being able to do a hover spin to attack all nearby enemies, do shoulder tackles and dash kicks, and even do atomic drops. All three characters definitely have their strengths and weaknesses, and they all look good and play well as you do everything. And finally, once you beat this game, there's not really much of a reason to come back, even though there are 2 difficulty settings. I've never really played any of these games on hard. I've always played them on normal. But at least it's always come the fun. It's always come the fun. Well, it always comes to fun, but it's always fun to come back to this for a nice little diversion that lasts for about an hour, maybe 2. So all in all, this is a pretty fun game. Whether you have to import it or get it from your region that you want to play it on, still a fun game. And that has been Let's Play the Ninja Warriors again for Super Famicom. Hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did. Maybe you enjoyed it a little bit more. Hopefully I'll be back with another Let's Play. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. Maybe somewhere in between. Who knows? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.